The chase is on. The top 25 cards on my reserve list. Coming up next. Hey guys, welcome back. MTG Moxman here. If you're new to my channel, you're somehow finding me out there in Atari land of YouTube, Sega Genesis, I'm happy you're here. Looking forward to the content. Hope you guys enjoy it. So we're going to have our top 25 reserve list pick today. But before we get on to that little cool list we're going to do, just a reminder that we have our live stream on Sunday. Everyone's welcome to come out. It'll run 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. It runs till about 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, give or take a couple minutes, all right? Looking forward to seeing you guys all there. All right, now, remember, hold the line on those reserve list cards. We're going to have some fun with this. Let's jump right away to number 25. That's right, Metalworker. Let me move over here. Metalworker. Great card, epic. We've talked about him. He continues to rise in price. Of course, he's last on the list because there's many cards above him, but it's still pretty cool in my opinion. Let's go over to number 24, Sarah's Sanctum. Now, of course, you guys know I love this card. But again, it is a situational card. You got to use an enchantment deck to really get this baby pumping it out. So it doesn't rank much higher on the list in this case. Number 23, we're talking Grim Monolith, man. This thing's got uses everywhere. Great card, low casting cost. Sadly, it'll never be reprinted, but it is a reserve list card you can still grab. So don't forget to pick one up. Number 22. Number 22 is City of Traders. This thing has uses everywhere. You gotta love the City of Traders, man. Great card, epic to see it, and of course, never coming back again. Poor Stronghold. Alright, next one up, Tolarian Academy. If this card was not banned, it would be much higher on the list. So this card is a card that could move on my list in the future, but right now, it's staying up there at 21, although the artwork is truly epic. Number 20. Number 20 is going to be Intuition. Too many times have I seen an Inkwell Leviathan, big monster things come flying at me when they use this card to go and get the cards they need. Intuition is an amazing card, well placed, well done, very nice looking, cheap casting cost. It's instant. What else do you need to say? Number 20. Number 19, Time Vault. Epic card, banned for most of its life, but of course it made a comeback. It is very situational. Again, you got to have some things to pump this card like Voltaic Key, get this party pumping. But it is Time Vault. It deserves to be here. It was number 19. All right, now let's coming up next. Number 18, Null Rod. Because, you know, it basically nullifies all artifacts, makes everything go, eh. Well, I don't like the poor Null Rod very much because what it does to my artifacts in my deck. But I understand its significance and its awesomeness. Plus, we opened one in Weatherlight. What else do we need to say? It was an epic card. Gotta respect the Null Rod. Number 18. Number 17, Envelope Garden, man. What else do you need to say? 2 casting cost artifact, never coming back. Skip some discard fades. Awesome. Number 16, Candelabra of Tawnos. Not as effective as it used to be back in the day, unless you can get a real mana pumping scheme going where you can untap lands, untap the Candelabra, and go back, forth, get infinite mana. But it's still an amazing card. Deserves to be respected. Way to go, Candelabra. Hopefully you move up again one day. All right, gotta move my little list here. Number 15. That's right, Argivian Archaeologist. I told you guys he would be here. The man with shoes and shoelaces, wearing his shorts, checking out for artifacts back in the day. Probably working on a Savati excavation right about now. Wait, he's about 1,000 years too early. All right, guys, we are talking a guy who can bring back artifacts. What's not to like? Other than the fact he dies pretty easily, but he's amazing. Gotta respect him. Number 14, Tabernacle of Pendeville. The only thing holding back this land from easily being one of the top 10 is it doesn't tap for mana. You just put it out, and that's it. It has a static effect, which can mess people up. But if it tapped for mana, it'd be even better. So Tabernacle, we know what you do. You mess up everyone's creatures. But that's situational. I want a more well-rounded card. So because you don't tap for mana, you're only number 14. Number 13. All right. Yawgmoth's Will. I didn't even know about this card until like 10 years ago because I never really saw it. Something that brings back all the cards in your graveyard is epic. The fact you can bring back Time Walks and Forks and all kinds of monstrous abilities and crazy creatures means Yawgmoth's Will definitely bumped up the list pretty high from when I first knew about it. All right, number 12, the Sliver Queen. Of course she's here. She's a 7/7 who makes little tiny creatures with colorless mana and she only costs 5. Do you know how easy she is to get out today? How easy she is? Ah! Too bad she's not being reprinted. Get your queen while you can. I know I'd like to get another one. All right. Number 11, Time Spiral. It's a time twister with a twist. The fact you get to untap the lands makes it epic, but it is very expensive to cast in terms of a game, which is why it is number 11. That's right, what you guys have been waiting for. We are now entering the top 10. Can you believe it? We're already here. It's because I had to smash this into a 10-minute video. That's what happens. You have to cram things in. All right, guys, number 10. Gaia's Cradle. Now, again, you got to have some creatures out to use this card properly, but it is so easy to jump out creatures that are small that this thing can tap for multiple mana very quickly to get even bigger and badder things out. So you got to respect the Cradle. Number 9. That's right. Should be in the power of 10, of course, which is Library of Alexandria. It taps for colorless, I agree. But if you have 7 mana, if you have 7 cards in hand, not 7 mana, 7 cards in hand, this baby's going to let you start drawing cards, and that just makes it a sick puppy to behold. Because this thing could draw, then you can do something else to untap it, like a Candelabra, and we'll draw again. You said this thing just flows? We respect you, Library of Alexandria. You have been underpriced for far too long. Number 8. Number 8 is Time Walk. Now, some people might have thought this would be higher on my list because it is my favorite card of all time. But the Time Walk still has to have something to go with it, right? You can get an extra turn. But what are you going to do with that turn if you draw a land? You need to have things to do with the card. So Time Walk, although it is the most epic time turn taking thing we have in our lists, it is situational. The fact you got to have something to go with it to back itself up. So, I mean, for all I know, you've got ways of pumping out cards, but you have to build all that in. So, Time Walk, you are number 8. Number 7. Number 7 is Mox Diamond. Again, sometimes you want things to go to your graveyard. Sometimes you want to get something out for 0. Things that cost 0 are always good. That's why it ranks ahead of my poor little Time Walk card, okay? Because it's good all the time because it's mana, all right? So, Mox Diamond, you're number 8. Wait, that was number 7, sorry. Number 7. Number 6, the Abyss. Now, the Abyss you may think shouldn't rank this high, but in my mind, something that can just bury creatures, but not your own if you're using artifacts, is pretty crazy to think about. So, the fact it has a workaround that most people won't be able to deal with right away, and there's lots of ways to bring enchantments back, I rank this one fairly high, number 6. Number 5, Mishra's Workshop. Something that has no drawbacks but can tap to give you 3 mana to play with artifacts is disgusting. Okay? You can't argue it. So it is number 5. That's the way it's going to be. Because it's 3 for nothing. Number 4. All dual lands rank as number 4. I put the Bayou here because it was cool looking. But all dual lands rank as number 4. They're the best land we pretty much have. I mean, really in some cases, I have to be honest. You may even say fetch lands are better. But I'm still going to say because there's no drawbacks at all. No life loss, nothing. Dual lands are king. And that's why. So that was number 4. Now, number 3. You ready for this? We're in the top 3. Are you prepared for the craziness? Here's number 3. Of course, it's all Moxes. Moxes rank as number 3 for a reason, okay? There's a reason why Moxes are number 3. Because you can't help it. They come in for 0, they go in with a land, and they tap for mana. I mean, how many times I put Moxes out with a white land, then balanced, with no cards in hand, destroyed my person's game right away? It was so much fun to do. So, good memories, great card, and of course that's why they'll never be reprinted. Moxes, you are number 3. Number 2. Black Lotus. I know I'm throwing you guys off. Black Lotus is number 2. Again, you have to have something to go with it. It doesn't let you do everything you need to do. It can be countered. There's things that can stop it, like every card. But because it doesn't do anything on its own, it needs cards to wrap with it, I ranked it at number 2. Although I love my Black Lotus and I love it as a card, most people would put it as number 1. I do not put it as number 1. You're all wondering now, what card is number 1? I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. Your time is up. You've had enough time. Number 1 is Time Twister. Time Twister is a 3 casting cost sorcery. It recycles people's deck. Gives you 7 new cards. And if it's your turn with a big mana supply, and you've got Tormod's Crypt or something to blow their graveyards up, it is amazing, okay? You can play when the opponent's tapped out, and you can just wreck them. You can destroy. This card is number 1 for that reason alone. And it's still usable in Commander. So it has more formats than some of the other cards on this list, which allow versatility in the Market of Reserve list. So before that reason is done, I have to rank it as number 1. Now, I'd love to see what you guys think. An honorable mention, in case you guys stuck around to the very end of this video. Can you guess? That's right. Honorable mention goes to Salvati Excavations. Because it's on the reserve list. It's never coming back. All hail Salvati. Because, you know, we love the excavations. It's our card. Well, Mox Amber's my number 1, but this is number 2. It really is. It's an amazing card. It didn't make the list because it's still to blow up a land. There's things, you know, slow it down a bit. But it's still a very good card, so honorable mention goes to Sylvan Excavations. Alright, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video today. Please make sure you leave those comments and video stuff below. Let me know what you guys think. And remember, hold the line, reserve those cards. Don't give anything up, guys. We will get there together. Have a great one. I'll see you all tomorrow. Hey guys, big shout out to my patrons as always. You guys are amazing. And for those who are asking, yes, the Patreon slots will open for April 1st. You can get them while they're hot because there won't be very many, but I am putting some open. Okay, guys? Looking forward to seeing you guys on Sunday. Have a great one.